We're going to give it take two. So good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much for taking our time for being here at the Pathways to Universities program. My name is Noorinen, and I'm representing Oxfordian College. I'm based here in London, and I'll be taking you guys through to a lot of different activities, a lot of different point of views in what we're going to discuss. And it will be great if all of you could be making a little bit of your introductions, doing a little bit of activities so that we can see you. Oh, I see Venera there. Hi there. Kashav, Sahin, Rauf. It will be great if you guys can turn on your cameras. Dhruv, Nilgun, Mariam. And there's an iPhone 5 that I also see, but it will be really great if you guys can turn on your cameras. There you go, Kashav. Good to see you. I want to make this session as interactive as possible. Dhruv is there. Very good, Dhruv. Good to see you. More cameras popping up. I'd like to see more people come on in as well. If you don't have your name put up next to the session that you're joining in from, make sure that you rename yourself and make sure that I can see your names and put your names to who you are as behind the name. Okay. So today's session is going to be for the next 90 minutes. We are going to discuss a lot of what your career paths are going to be about. A lot of you who are looking at, high school education, you must be doing your 12th grade or 10th grade or O levels or A levels, and you are looking at opportunities that you can take possibly for your higher education. So let's do a little round here and see that how many of you are, and you're going to use the reaction tab, okay? So do you see on Zoom where you can see a reaction tab like this, or like this, or like this, okay? So I want you guys to tell me how many of you cannot wait to grow up and start off university? How many? Okay, Shaheen, very good. Rauf, good. Kasha, very good. Gladwin, very good. So all of you are really, really excited about putting up and starting off with your career. Now, you know what happens when you are in that phase where you're looking for opportunities and you really want to know that, what are the different opportunities that I could possibly explore? Well, Taskool, in collaboration with Venus Academy and Oxfordian College, we are bringing you this particular fellowship that's going to go on for the next couple of days, which is going to guide you to make that career choice and ensure that whatever you are learning from people who are senior to you, people who have been in the higher education space, you can actually make an informed decision about your careers and then try as to implement those learnings as part of your growth of your higher education and what you're going to do. So I'm going to do a quick introduction here, and you guys would be able to see the screen. Now I'm going to tell you all about what our college is about. What does Oxfordian College do? And what is it that we have in terms of decision making and opportunities for all of you who are looking for that higher education career. So Oxfordian College is a college. We're based out of London. We were established because the name sounds very like Oxford University, right? Because the reason behind that is that the owner is from Oxford, and she had this vision that, Oxford has this lifestyle. Oxford has this higher education culture. It's a city which is very, very university focused, very, very qualification focused. People who are successful, let's say business leaders or politicians or economists, they all have somewhat or the other belong to such universities that are based out of Oxford. So Oxfordian College, as a brainchild, was developed out of that particular narrative. And we are based in London, in Main, not in central London, in West London. And the whole concept of the college is that we want to develop future leaders. So as students, what would you want to do, right? You would want to have a career that's successful. You should have great career counseling opportunities. How can you fast track your career? You all understand that it's very important in this day and age with all technological things happening. And there's a lot of talk around AI, there's a lot of talk around what are the different opportunities that you can perhaps achieve. So Oxford College, the psychology behind the college is that we want students like yourself to understand fast track career options. Now, fast track career options mean that what is it that you can do to start your professional journey really, really quickly. And then we also want you to explore something which is looking at alternative routes to foreign education. Now, a lot of us want to avail a foreign qualification, but what happens is that you need to understand that what are some of the features that you're going to focus on when you're studying in a foreign country, right? This whole entire fellowship has been developed to guide you and to tell you about, what are the different foreign universities that you could opt for. If you are aspiring to be, let's say, a great artist and you want to work something in visuals, then what should be the way forward? Where should you go and seek that visual arts training or qualification? What is it that you're going to have on your resume today? And what is it that you're going to put in your resume for tomorrow for that university to give you that acceptance? So what I'm going to do for the next 10 minutes is that I'm going to tell you guys around alternative routes to foreign education. What is it that you can do sitting in your home country and looking at international opportunities? What are the technical things that people are calling it, and how people who, wherever you're from, whether you're from India or Azerbaijan, or you're from Turkey or from Canada or from US or from Africa, wherever you are as part of the world, you can actually aim, desire, and then get that foreign qualification. Yeah. Does it sound something exciting to you guys? Right? Looking at both the opportunities, which is essentially if you're sitting in your home country, what you would be doing, and if you're sitting, if you want to apply for a university abroad, what should be your approach? Okay. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys. And if there are any questions that come along the way, use the chat button. I'll be looking through the chat button and we would be talking about these opportunities. Okay. So let me explain to you first some technical thing which is important. Where are you standing right now? And what is your pathway? So give me a show of hands or use the chat button if you can. How many of you are currently pursuing your 10th grade or your O levels? How many of you are in your 10th grade? You can use the chat and write, I am. Okay, Meyer is very good. You're in your 10th grade? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, IGCSE, row, very good. Dhruv is okay, you're doing your 11th. How many of you are doing your 11th or 12th? Okay, Rogaya, very good. Zara, okay, you're in 8th grade. Wonderful, that's exciting. Dhruv is in grade 12. Okay, 9th grade, excellent. 12th grade, wonderful. Excellent, that's really good to see. Now let me tell you and explain to you that how can you start planning your career pathway from today onwards. Do you guys see these little arrows on the screen? These are all pathways. So they're split up like a staircase, okay? So anybody who is starting off, let's say, after your 12th, okay, that person essentially starts pursuing the qualification and is at a level 3. In UK, the education's levels are decided according to levels. So a level 3 is somebody who is doing 12th grade, and then university starts off at level 4, 5, and 6. Level 6 is essentially your bachelor's degree, right? Or 16 years of education. And then level 7 is your master's degree. So it's just like everybody, just like we say, okay, you are in first year of university in the UK education space. They're going to call it that you're starting your qualification at a level 4. Okay. Second year of your university degree is a level 5. And the final year of your university is a level 6. And then when you go on to a level 7, that is known as your master's qualification. It's essentially the same. Everything is the same. It's just that the language is different for each country that you're in. Is that clear so far for everybody? Okay. Now, in this particular, okay, in this particular structure, you're going to see that anybody who's currently doing their 10th, okay, and if you are really, really clear that you want to start off studying an international qualification, then you can start right at level 3, right after your 10th grade, and you can do something which is either the foundation year of the university or a level 3 qualification or an A levels. It's exactly the same. So 12th foundation year, A levels and level 3 is exactly the same. But you need to start planning of that right now. Similar, when you move on to the level 4, it's going to be the first year of university or the higher national certificate, which is up to a year of program. Level 5 is again for 1 year, which is the second year of university, and it is also called the higher national diploma. And then there is a level 6, which is a bachelor's or the final year of bachelor's, which in some cases is also called the top-up year. The reason why I am telling you all of this is linked up with what my next slide is going to tell you about what we do at Oxfordian College. So let me go on. There is a concept, right, which is known as transnational education, which means, Kashar, you could be sitting in India and you could be doing a qualification from UK, and your certificate that you're going to get or the degree that you're going to get, it is going to have the UK college, the UK university mentioned on it, right? Nobody would be able to tell whether you have studied in India or whether you have studied in Bangladesh or in Pakistan or in Canada. That education is called as transnational education. Okay, an education which crosses national boundaries and it is delivered universally across the globe, and anybody, any part of the world can get that international qualification. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question over here, okay? And you have to respond back to me in the chat box. Do you think studying at your home country is going to be less expensive, or studying abroad is going to be less expensive? What do you guys think? If you're doing a qualification, but you're doing it in your home country, what is cheaper? Your home country qualification or the qualification that you're going to do? Okay. Okay. Okay, Rukaya. Okay. Rauf, okay. It depends on the university. Yes. Gladwin, very good. Your home country would be less expensive. Excellent. Abroad, very good. Through very good opportunity. If it's fully funded, yes, it could be. But what about all the expenses? Where are you going to eat? Where are you going to stay? Where are you going to travel? What about that? Home country, it's cheaper. Yes, exactly. Part-time job. Yes, absolutely, Dhruv. Very good. Absolutely. Wonderful. All of you are absolutely right. The reason why I'm telling you is just like Dhruv said, that if you have a scholarship, if you have somebody, an institution or a scholarship network that is funding your qualification, then it's going to be relatively less expensive. But very few universities offer 100% scholarships, right? You still have to pay for the living expenses. You still have to pay for what you're going to eat. what you're going to wear, how are you going to travel to and from the university. So all of these expenses are going to add into the total cost. And because you'll be out of your country in a different country, you'll still have to spend more money than you would in your local dynamics. So what the transnational education space says, that those of you who can't afford to move to a country due to, funds, and specifically due to the qualifications being more expensive, you need to have that awareness and counseling that under the transnational education space, you can do a degree sitting anywhere in the globe, and your degree is gonna say that it is in an international qualification. The certificate that you're gonna get is not dependent on uh, and it's not going to say that you did this particular qualification online or in a distance learning setting or in your home country. The university that offers it is the same. I'll give you an example of Oxfordian College, right? So we have learners from Egypt, from India, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, from Sri Lanka, from Vietnam, from Azerbaijan also now, and they are studying that qualification with Oxfordian College, UK. And the certificate that they get, whatever they're studying, whether they're studying a level 3, a level 4, a level 5, whichever qualification anybody is studying, is going to add more value. Most of the students, you guys, do not know this, right? And you would understand this, that looking at how the economics are working around the globe, you should have that awareness that, okay, if I can't afford, let's say, 18,000 pounds per year for an international qualification, what are my alternatives? I always say this to all of the students anywhere around the globe, right? That you should always have a plan B. Do you guys agree? You should always have a plan B, right? What if your plan A is not working, right? What if sometimes in life you get a little bit of a speed breaker and you'd be like, okay, what is it that I can do to correct it? So always look at opportunities in which you can have an understanding that your opportunity should not go from your hands. That's the most important thing. I'm going to come around to all of the questions, all very good questions, and I'm going to quickly tell you before I let Vanera make her introduction and what she does. So what are the suite of qualifications? Dhruv, you were asking. We have different schools, and under each school, there is a different qualification. You can see the website right at the bottom. But what the different schools offer is, there's a school of education, there's a school of business, school of computing, school of beauty, school of law, and school of art. So whoever is interested in whatever kind of subjects, if you want to be, let's say, a data scientist, then which school will you go to? Any guesses? Let me see. Which school will you go to if you want to be a data scientist?
School of Computing.
Very good, Kashyap, School of Computing. If you want to be a leading solicitor, which school will you go to?
Sorry, ma'am, I can't hear it.
If you want to be a solicitor, I'm using a different word, but which school will you go to? If you want to be a paralegal, if you want to be a criminal expert,
School of Law, obviously.
absolutely, School of Law, wonderful, right? If you want to study criminology, for example, exactly. What if you want to be, the marketing manager of a big organization? Which school will you go to?
School of Business.
Excellent, very good. Niljan, Dhruv, Kashyap, absolutely. Zara, the School of Business. So now you guys understand, if you want to be a designer, if you want to do textile designing, you'd go to art, exactly. If you want to be, let me make it difficult. If you want to be the principal of a school, which school will you go to? School of
School
Education,
of
right?
Education.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
If you want to be a therapist, if you want to be a beauty therapist, Zara, then we have the School of Beauty, right?
beauty.
If you want to be a therapist in the field of, let's say, some beauty specialist techniques, if you want to be a masseuse, if you want to have your own spa and you want to start off working in that psychology, we don't have a specialism as yet, Zara. But then there's so many more universities that Taskool is going to help you in understanding and guiding you as to which universities can you go in for psychology as well, right? So these are the different schools that Oxfordian have, and we have lots and lots of different courses under that as well. But let me do a little sneak peek. Yes, that is where I'm going to stop because I want to start off by looking at, what are some of the different emotional intelligence thing that the skill set that I want to develop in you guys in today's session. I'm going to talk about that, but I'm going to pause here because I know that Venera is here who wants to also tell you about Venus Academy. So, Venera, if you want to start off now, or should I carry on with, there you go, there you
I
are.
think hello to everyone again. I'm just because I'm so excited myself about your session, and it's just the very most interesting part when students are now getting more engaged and getting more interested in what you do in your programs. So it would be good if you actually complete and provide more information, and then by the end, once you finalize, I could just say a few words about my academy. No
All
problem.
right, wonderful, Vanera. Thank you so much. Because I wanted to do now an activity, and if anybody doesn't have a pen and a paper, because for the next activity, because our topic for today's Pathways to University session was that I tell you guys about how to be more emotionally intelligent and how to be in a leadership role. So if you guys can grab just a small piece of paper, okay, and a pencil. If you don't have it, or pencil or a pen, whatever, right? If you have a paper and a pen in front of you, I will give you like 30 seconds. If you don't have it, go quickly get it and just then give me a thumbs up that you have a pen and a paper. Okay, wonderful, Kasha, very good. What about others? Does everybody have a pen and a paper? Because the next activity is going to have a pen and a paper. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Can you guys also open up your cameras? Because the next activity would be so much fun if you open your cameras and I'm able to see, just like I can see Kashav, I feel like he's sitting right in front of me. There you go, Hussein. Now I can see Hussein also. Zara, I can see you and I love your kitty t-shirt. I love it. Okay, are you guys ready? Do you guys see what I have written up on the screen? A head
Yes,
full
ma'am.
of fears has no space for dreams. Do you guys all have dreams? Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. Even sometimes if our dreams get a little bit crushed and if they get a little bit here and there, our head is full of fears or it is full of dreams, right? So I would want that all of you for the next minute, okay, I'm going to turn on some music, right? And you guys are going to do this particular activity. And how are we going to do it? I'm going to tell you the first activity, okay? So what is coming up on the screen? I want you to make one circle, okay? Just one circle that you can see on the left side of your screen, right? It's a blank circle. And on the right side of your screen, you can see a lot of different things made out of that circle, right? So, for example, if this is your circle, I don't know if you can see my circle, you can, I think, right? So, my circle has to be something. It cannot remain a circle. It could be a football, or it could be a globe, or it could be a watch, or it could be a smiley face. Okay. I want you to make multiple circles on your piece of paper and try to convert that circle into something else, okay? There are 4 options that are already given to you. You can't use these 4 options, but you can do anything else. Turn the circle into something else, and you can use as many circles as possible, okay? Thumbs up. Everybody gets it? It cannot be a plain circle. It has to turn into something else. Your time starts now. Go. I'm going to turn the music on. When the music stops, we are gonna look at what do we have. Okay? I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Make a circle. Turn the circle into something else. Okay? Take your circle, turn your circle into something else. You can, no, not one, Rauf. You have to be multiple circles. It has to be multiple circles, okay? Make like 5 at least. Okay? Think outside the box. Think what else can you make? Very good. Kashyap has 1. Kashyap, make 4 more. Make 4 more. Okay, you can start making as many circles and then keep showing. Zara, are you done with your circles? Make 5. Very good. That's 1. That's a pizza. Make 4 more. Make 4 more. Make 4 more. Vanera, I hope you're doing the activity too, okay? I'm making something for you guys as well. I'm gonna use a marker so that you're able to see what I'm gonna do. Go ahead, make 5 circles. Everybody. Okay, Mariam, Rugaya, Gladwin, Meyer, Tin, Ferrangis.
The real brainstorming, Noor. I'm also exploring here.
Take 5 circles, turn it into something else. And then we're gonna see. You can think outside the circle also. Okay? I'm giving you a little hint. The circle has to remain intact, but it could be outside the circle. Very good. Excellent, Kashyap. I can see. Hussein, are you making something? Shaheen, are you making something? Nilgun, are you making something? Do you have 5 circles? Let's see. I have a minute. I have a minute more. And then we're going to see how emotionally intelligent are we. I made 3. Ilaha, Mariam, take a circle, turn it into something else. Wonderful, a flower. Zara, I love your flower. I'm gonna make a flower too. Okay. Rugaya, try. You made 6, Ilaha. Very good. Can you show them? Can you turn on your camera and show them to us? That's so great. Rukaya, think. I'm sure you'll be able to find one more thing. Oh, love it. A ring. Wonderful, Zara. See, you don't even have to write the word, you guys, and we'll be able to tell what this is, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. I have my 5 things ready also. So I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, I have people in my office who are also doing the same activity, right? You guys. All right. Done. 10 more seconds. Hussein, I love this donut. I could tell that you were making something on your computer. See, this is how emotionally intelligent I am. Okay, 10 more seconds, you guys. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Sure, Elaha, you can tell me. Not a problem. 3, 2, 1. That is it. All right. Wonderful. Who's ready to show? Who's ready to show? Zara has shown us. Oh, let me pin Gladwin. Let me pin Gladwin, okay? Let's look at this now. I'm going to turn off the screen. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, wonderful. Money, travel, family, education, good health. Wonderful. Who else is going next? Kasha? Let me replace the pin with yours. There's a sun there. What else do you guys see? Indicator. Okay, a cross, prohibited. And there's a ball. There's a ball. Oh, there's a kid sitting on the edge of a cliff. Very good. There's the moon. Who else wants to tell? Who else wants to share? Zara. Okay, go ahead, Zara. Go ahead, Zara. Okay, across. Wonderful. What else? What else, Zara? A pizza. I love that. A ring. I love that too. A flower. Wonderful. Yes, you're hiding what it is. Very good. That's it. Who else wants to go? Whenever you were showing us yours.
I'm a bad student. I only have 2.
You have two? Okay.
I only have 2. But
That's
we
okay.
Rauf is ready, so maybe after me, Rauf will present.
Rauf,
Okay.
are you ready? Oh, there's a star. Yes.
Yeah, and this is a wheel on a ship.
Okay. And it could also look like an orange to me.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's me.
Okay.
That's what I have.
Dhruv, you were showing me something. Go ahead, Dhruv. Rukaya. Show me. Okay. There's a rabbit. There's an orange. Wonderful. Just 2.
Rauf, I
Miss,
think
may I
you
as well?
All right. Smiley faces and pizzas. Very good. Who wanted to go next? Wonderful, Rukaya. I loved it.
May I try?
Yes, please. Go ahead. There you are.
So hi, firstly.
Hi.
I drew 5 circles. The first one, wait a minute. The first one is like a ship, or on a sea, like the water. This one I tried to do a basketball, the third one, I decided to make a sun, the fourth, like slices of pizza, the fifth one, this one, it's like a donuts, like something like that, and the last one I chose like ice,
Apple,
yeah,
Wonderful.
and that's all,
Wonderful.
miss.
Love it. Love it. Who
Great.
else wants to go next?
Great, good job, Rauf.
Thanks, miss.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you guys mine. So I made like kind of like a smiley face or a no face balloon. And then I'm gonna let you guys guess what else. And then I made a flower because Zara was making a flower.
Looks
then
like
I made-
sunflower.
And then I made myself on the weekends when I'm wearing my specs like this. Okay. And then I made, who can guess what did I make? What is this?
Just flower.
Is it? It's an egg, Rugaya. It's an
Egg.
egg. Yeah.
Is it a
So
cloud? Something, a cloud, I don't
I
know.
could have put a little bit of salt and pepper on it. Yeah.
It's egg, miss, it's egg.
right? Or Zara is also right. It could be a flower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. What is this? Anybody take a guess? What could this be?
Can like something like from kitchen, something
Like a
ball,
toy?
maybe.
Okay. Hussein, like
Not
a toy?
not a toy, but something we use on kitchen. But it has
It's like a cap, probably, right? Cap of the pen or something.
Okay. All right. Planets. Dhruv is saying it's a planet. Mayur is saying it's a watch. You are very close, Vanera and Hussein.
It's like a kitchen utensil. That's what I think. Hussein
Ah,
is trying
no,
to
no,
say.
no, no. It's a pot? No. It could be a pot with an ice block in it. I love that. Queenie, how do I pronounce your name? Kinney? Is it Kinney? Can I call you Kinney? Can you say yes?
It's a nice
I
block.
love this. Do you guys agree? Could it be a pot with a block of ice in it? It's an
Yeah, it would be,
electron.
ma'am.
Kasha, what do you think it is?
Yeah, ma'am, it would be a dish that you tell.
Okay, wonderful. Now I'm going to give you guys a completely different outlook of what this is. It's a Japanese man wearing a Japanese hat sitting on a bicycle. And somebody has taken a picture from the top, an aerial shot. Just my perspective. It could be a pot. Sorry, Leto? I couldn't hear that, but I'm going to mute you for a bit. Okay, just type it into the chat so that I can just giving you guys a perspective. A Japanese man sitting on a bike with these two tires, and the hat is like this big, a rural village man. Just an idea. Now, why did I do this activity with you guys? Let me tell you. And what did we learn about each other's perspective? And this is something that I want all of you to remember as the first lesson in leadership. You guys see these circles here? Something that people have drawn? Yeah.
Yes.
How many of us made fruits? A lot of us. Yeah. You could place an orange here. You can see Zara's ring, and then you can see another ring here, right? You can see watch, and you can see another watch, right? You can see an eye, right? And you can see maybe another eye. You can see a puppy, the face of a puppy. You can see handcuffs. You can see wheels and baseballs, which are different from the baseball that you made. There's a ladybug. There's a mouth. There's a pizza. There were two people making pizzas in this particular session as well. Rukaya, did your pizza look like Zara's pizza? Or Dhruv, did your pizza looks like Zara's pizza? What do you guys think? Were there differences in it? Yeah. Did you see that the pizzas were different? Each circle that you guys made and each circle that you see here was different. The concept was the same. So even though Zara, you and I both made flowers, our flowers were different, right? The way our brain thinks is different. The way you see that, people can give you and tell you that, this is the way they go. This is the definition of success. This is what Zara and Kashav, what you're going to do with your life, right? The definition of success is, okay, Kashav grows up and he becomes the best scientist in the world. And that is the definition of success. For Zara, you grow up and you become the best doctor because all the doctors in the world are successful. That one size definition does not fit everyone, does it? Our circles, the ones that we have drawn, are always going to be different than what people perceive us to be. Because as human beings, we are different. right? You could look at it like this as a balloon which is flying in the air, or I can turn it around and I can say maybe it's a balloon, maybe it's a tassel, right? Rogaya, you can say, no, I think, ma'am, it's an earring, something that you wear in your ears. Does it make our perspectives different? Yes. But does it mean that all of us are wrong?
No.
No, right? It means that
No.
our way of looking at things and how we react to somebody's right or somebody's wrong determines how emotionally strong we are, doesn't it? Yeah. Which essentially means that if your brain is thinking, all of your brains are thinking differently, then that definitely means that we are all designed and destined to do things our way and making sure that our definition of success fits into it. So anytime anybody tells you, okay, Insi, this is my definition of what success is, you say, I'm going to carve my own definition because my circle looks like a little bit different than Ma'am Noor's circle. And Ma'am Vanera's circle is different than how all the other people's circles are. And then I also did say that feel free to think outside the circle, you guys, right? Feel free to connect the circles as well. You are free to think how you want to think. So imagine that right now, at this point of time in your life, this particular opportunity was given to thousands and thousands of children, right? Across the world, right? Taskool reached out to a lot of people. Oxfordian reached out to a lot of people. However, only a couple of you are here. Why? Because you realized that our circle is more important than anybody else's circle in the world, right? And that is why you guys are here. And that is why you're going to be here tomorrow and day after tomorrow and then till the end of the fellowship. Does that make sense? Yeah? Does it give you a little bit of
Yeah,
like a different perspective about life, Rauf? Right? Nilgan? Gladwin?
yeah, miss. You're right.
Yes, yes. So feel free to think outside of the box. When you guys said it's an electron, right? When you guys said it's a pot with an ice block in it, imagine the possibilities and the creativities that you can create. It's a simple shape, the first shape ever in preschool that every kid is allowed to make is go make a circle, right? It always starts with a circle, right? But you can imagine in yourself, create so many circles of your own, which is what I want you to understand. Now, what we did in this quick 10 minutes is I took you guys from a self-awareness level, right? Only. This is just what we did. We just did the first bit of you being emotionally intelligent, right? Kasha was looking at, oh, is Rauf's circle better or is my circle better, right? And you're always looking at, okay, what is my self-awareness? So when you're being emotionally intelligent and you want to become a leader, leaders are always emotionally intelligent, right? They are looking at people's faces, they're looking at people's emotions, they're looking at, how the other person is reacting to their environment and to their session. And they're always self-aware, right? They know how to control their own emotions and they know how to read other people's emotions as well, right? And we're going to do a small little activity right after this, another one with you guys before I hand over to Vanera. Okay. So do you see the first yellow bit, right? How many of you, I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to be absolutely honest. How many of you are very confident about themselves? Very confident. Okay, if I'm giving a
Yes.
test, Kashav, you are? How are you
Yes, ma'am.
self-confident? How are you self-confident, Kashyap? Can you tell me one example? How are you self-confident?
I believe in myself, and whatever I do, I give my best and maximum. And whatever I do, I pursue my interest into in this, and I didn't say all the benefits, but I keep myself interesting and consistent in this.
Wonderful. That's really, really exciting. Rauf, how are you self-confident?
Well, miss, for me, it depends on the occasion actually. In many stuff, for example, if I go to an exam, I should study, so I should, in order to be like self-confident, you know, you
Yeah.
have to first like to like work hard, and after
Yeah.
you learn from
Us.
your mistakes and you become not gonna.
Absolutely. Wonderful. That's really, really good, Rauf. Hussein, what about you? How are you self-confident?
So, hello, first of all, thank you for letting me have a speech. So, there's difference between being self-confident and being cocky, you know. Being self-confident is you have your reasons to be confident about yourself because you have worked very, very hard to get to this point, and you are pretty confident that, for example, I can do that because I have done that several times. But being cocky is exaggerating something. You have done in some situation you have done something once and you're being cocky that I can do it again. But being overconfident and being confident, not overconfident, it means that you have worked very hard and you have your reasons to back up this confidence. Okay.
Wonderful. I completely agree with you that, being self-confident and then being a little bit cocky. Absolutely. So sometimes, do you guys think I'm gonna come around to Rugaya? You have said that I am sometimes confident, right? That happens with all of us, yeah? Doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Right? So it happens with all of us that sometimes we feel that, we're super confident. But I'll give you my personal example that sometimes when I have to go and speak to, let's say 100, 200, 300 people in a big auditorium, then the first 10 seconds, 30 seconds, I'll be like, what if I mess up, right? What if I get some things incorrect? What if I have to say something from this piece of paper? What if I forget, right? So all of us cannot be all the time self-confident, right? And you have to, just like Gladwin is saying that, he's worked on his confidence, right? And you're confident in your own unique way. The uniqueness is in all of us. The circles have proven my flower is different than Zara's flower. So if you are unique in your own way, your confidence and your definition of confidence is going to be different in your own way as well. Um, if some of you want to, let's say, you know, do you do like you have a secret diary and you do poetry and you don't want anybody to read it, right? That's maybe something that you would want to share. Shaheen could say that, I want to share that poetry at a social media platform with a faceless account, right? And I'm going to put it out there for people to read and see how they react and maybe give me some critique or maybe give me some positive aspects to it, maybe appreciate me or maybe just give me some negative feedback. But it's up to me, like Hussein said, as to how I can take that negative feedback and process it into something positive. Wonderful thing, Dhruv, wonderful thing that you have mentioned, that the fear of getting things wrong or the fear of mistakes is what stops us from being in that leadership position, right? And Dhruv, go ahead. What example do you want to give? Go ahead.
Means
Love to.
it was actually, it's really similar to yours. For example, like this month it's a month of GCSEs, right? For
Yes.
example, today I had the history IGC, and in the morning when I woke up, I was so confident in myself. Then, when there was 1 hour left in the exam, I just practiced and I went to the exam, right? In the exam, when I saw the questions, I kind of lost my self confidence but how you said, sometimes you have to accept the negative impressions, and like you have to take it, but you know, in the end, you should manage to start to believe in yourself again. So yeah, mine is really similar to yours, you know.
Similar, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that reminded me, your story reminded me of another story that, happened with me. And this is a real-time story, and I don't want any of you to ever repeat that same mistake. I learned from that mistake. So in my 20s, I was given an exam, and I was supposed to, be somewhere else for, I was working at that time, so I had to leave my office and I had to go give that exam. And you know what? Every day, the place where the exam was held had changed, right? So I thought maybe this day, fear of mistakes through, I thought maybe this day the exam is going to be at the same place as it was yesterday. And when I went to that place, it was completely empty. And I was like, let me check on my admission card whether I'm at the right place. And the exam had to start in 10 minutes. When I saw the paper, it was at a different place, right? And I was like, oh my God, this particular place is 30 minutes away. It's going to take me 30 minutes to drive down to that place and find where that exam center is. Anyways, cutting the long story short, I reached the exam hall 45 minutes after the paper had started, right? And when you're giving an exam and when you're an adult, right? And there's another adult sitting in front of you, standing in front of you, he refused to give me the paper. He said, you are almost an hour late to the exam. How are you going to cover a 3-hour paper in 2 hours? And I'm like, two options. Either I don't give up the paper, right? And I just leave it blank and then I have to reappear the next year. Or I said to the teacher, I'm not going to ask you for a single minute extra, and I'm going to attempt the paper, whatever it is, in the remaining time, right? And after a lot of begging and pleading, he said, okay, go and sit, do the paper, right? And then I just started writing whatever I could write. And the goal was that, we're aiming to do all of the exams and the questions. And I was able to submit the paper on time, right? So sometimes giving up also means that, you're actually scared of what if, right? It's a fear of the unknown. And overthinking, yes, absolutely. Analysis leads to paralysis, right? So sometimes when we are thinking about, sometimes when Hussein, I'm just giving you an example, right? Sometimes Hussein is thinking, oh my God, the gel in my hair is not set up properly. Is my hair looking too great? Hussein, does that happen with you? I can tell. See, I could tell. So he's like, oh my God, my hair is all over the place. Nilgun, Zara could be like me, or Nilgun could be like me and say, my hair is not straightened today. I'm going to just put it into a bun. Same thing happened with me today, right? I'm just going to put it into a bun because only straight hair look nice on me, right? And I have to make them go through a straightener. So what happens, right? Today, it was a session. You guys are still listening to me. You don't know whether I straighten my hair every day, right? What's more important is what I have to share with you, right? Rather than how well straightened my hair would look like. What is that? When we are over analyzing ourselves, when we are being overly emotional, or our emotional quotient is too high for ourselves, which is the second bit, you guys, right? Which is this particular bit that I'm telling you about, the second one on the right hand side, the green one, the social awareness. Our social awareness comes from how we think about ourselves. Is that correct? Right? If I would say Hussein's hair today are looking so nice, right? Or I could say, oh my God, Hussein's hair is not looking nice at all today, right? It's in my head, right? Until unless I say it out to him, he's going to have that confidence, right? So our social intelligence is what we share with people and how we give them feedback. That's really, really important, right? How many times does it happen, Kasha? Yeah, a friend comes to you and says, Kasha, you know what? You are such a bad friend. And you'd be like, oh my God, what did I do? And he'll say, oh, you owed me money that other day, 20 rupees, right? Or you were having a samosa that day and you didn't offer it to me. It's a really tiny thing, but the impact that word will have on you is going to be really, really huge. Okay, how was I a bad friend? It was just a samosa. It's okay, right? What I'm trying to tell you guys is why is emotional intelligence completely linked up with leadership is that the art of giving feedback to people is something that you guys need to learn from today onwards. We are giving feedback every day to our parents, to our teachers, to our friends, to our cousins, right? And it's in one way or the other. It could be the simplest thing as, Mom, this particular dish that you have made today was, right? How is it gonna make her feel? She'd be like, oh my God, I spent like 3 hours making this and I got a, not the best, right? So if you were to say,
Yeah, most
oh,
definitely.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, as you say, ma'am, about dish, mostly happen with me because my mother makes many of the dishes that I like it. That's why
Yeah,
many of the dishes I like it.
yeah, yeah. So the thing is that, sometimes how we're giving feedback has to be very, very socially aware. We need to just see what is it that our words that is going to say, that we are going to say to others. How is it going to affect the other person? And here the keyword is, what is the keyword? Can anybody pick up from the green box? What is that word from the green box? The keyword here?
Maybe empathy.
Empathy. Absolutely, Rogaya. Empathy. If we have that, if you are emotionally intelligent, and if you have empathy, if you have in your head the opportunity to look at the other person acting, reacting in a particular way because there's a reason behind it, right? That is something that is going to do. And I'm going to do a quick activity here, okay? So all attention here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that all of you can see me, okay? You're going to take a minute, not a minute. Okay, let me not give you a time. I want you all to close your eyes. If you're just listening to me, just close your eyes. Just listen to me. You have the earphone in your head, in your ears. I want you to think of a happy memory. One happy memory, and just remember it, okay? And when you're done, give me the reaction, the thumbs up, okay? One happiest memory of your life till date. Okay, Kashyap is done. Happiest memory. When you're done, just give me a thumbs up. It has to be the happiest memory, okay? When all of you are done, let me know. Okay, Rauf is done. Kashyap is done. Who else is done? Give me a thumbs up or a hand. Raise your hand. It has to be the happiest, okay? Rugaya done? Okay. What about Insi, Ilaha, Fidan, Mariam, Fatma, Dhruv, Mir? Are you all done? Okay, Ilaha has one. Wonderful. Zara, do you have one? Okay, reaction tab so that I know how many of you are done. Hussein, are you done? Have a happy memory. Wonderful. Shaheen, do you have a happy memory? No, not yet. It's okay. It has to be the happiest. The happiest you have ever been. Nilgan is done. Wonderful. Okay. All righty. So most of you are done. Now I want you to again close your eyes. Okay. And I want you to think of a really, really sad memory. A memory that really, really is sad. And once you're done, raise your hands again. Done. Okay. Done, Hussein. Ruqayya is done. Okay. Zara, done. Kashyap, Shaheen, very good. Nilgun, done, 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 done. Done. Okay. Ruqayya, what was your happiest memory?
Can I say?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe 1 or 2 days before, I ride bikes with my brother, and I think it's my happy memories last days, and I am happy.
Wonderful.
I was
And
happy.
what was your sad memory? Do you want to share it or do you want to?
Maybe when I see my exam result, I was a bit maybe sad,
Yeah.
and yes, that's all.
Wonderful. Anybody else wants to share their happy and sad? Hussein, go ahead.
All right, so thanks for giving me speech. And my happiest moment was like it was startup competition. You had to make a startup presentation,
Yeah.
and our teammate abandoned us on the last week to the competition. It is a very big competition, and he deleted our presentation before leaving. That was very bad, and. But after, even so, I had single teammate left, and his English was, almost vulnerable.
Yeah.
We won because of we worked day in and day out, and when they just named our team's name, and it was like a very happy moment of mine. That's for sure.
Wonderful. And a sad memory?
Yeah, it's a bit bad. I think I don't know.
All right, you don't want to. Okay, that's fine. Ro, what about you? Happy and sad, whichever one you want to share.
Miss, I don't really have a special happy memory. Like I have a lot of, but one of the most recent, I think, when I got accepted to a leadership conference in Dubai.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
and I also in England. I also got accepted as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
a few days ago. Yeah, I that was one of my happiest memories. Like I
wonderful.
went to my dad. Yeah. And the saddest, I think that when my grandpa passed away, I think that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a sad one. Kashyap, you
yeah.
wanted to share something. Thank you, Ro.
You're welcome, miss.
Yes, the first one, the happiest memory in my life. That was 2 times. The first one is that it's my birth, because my family member and all of us are very wishes to having a one boy, because we are 4 siblings and 3 are the elder sisters. And there is no any brother or any son of my parents, so they have a son. So the first one is my birth. And the second happiest moment, I didn't think that's the happy moment, because the life is just begin, and you will be surprised a lot in our life. But the second happiest moment is when I got good marks in my 10th grade.
Wonderful. And a sad memory,
And the
if you
sad
want to share.
memory is also,
Yeah.
so sad memory is sad when I just born in 2008. The most I want to say the most wanted and most happy person by my birth is my grandfather. So he was very excited to see me and very excited to my birth. But when I born, and he cared me a lot. So when he passed away, just for 2 years after my birth, he passed away, and I was just too little, and I don't think that what's gonna happen there. But when I grown up, and my fathers and my family member told me, your grandfather loved you too much, but he left you in a very short period of time. So
Yeah.
I realized very bad about it.
Of course, of course, of course. That's a loss, right? Now, I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for sharing your happy and your sad memories, right? I want to share something. When you guys had your eyes closed, okay, and then you are going to say yes or no to me, right? Do you guys want to know how much time it took on an average for everybody to pick out a happy memory? Was a minute and 10 seconds. It took all of you almost a minute, a full minute and 10 seconds to think about your happiest memory. You really had to juggle your brains, right, Zara? And find out that one happy memory. And you guys want to know how much time it took you for your sad memory? On an average, 15 seconds. And everybody was done. What is it that tells you about your brain, right? You know what it tells you about your brain? And you're going to agree with me. I'm pretty sure all of you are going to agree with me. Finding out a sad memory was easy because we keep thinking about the sad moments that have happened to us over and over and over again. And in your brain, because your brain is super emotionally intelligent, your brain keeps storing that bad memory as part of your long-term memory. So it becomes more and more etched in your stone. That friend said this to me the other day. An aunt maybe was rude to me. A teacher said something bad to me and kicked me out of the class. And we keep thinking about it. We keep repeating those moments, and they keep getting stuck in our brains. Negative memories, sad memories, bad experiences that people have. And the happy memories, yeah, we don't recall them so often, right? Maybe the first time that, maybe a dress that you had made that was really beautiful and you really wanted it, or the most enjoyable game that you had and you wanted it, the best present, the best birthday, the best surprise that you have ever gotten. All of those happy memories, we tend to not recall them. And that is why it takes us more time to understand or maybe recall these happy memories. Doesn't it happen? Yeah. When your eyes were closed and your brains were juggling, you were like, was this like the really happiest memory of our lives? Or maybe something else happened, right? Did that happen with a lot of you? Right? Because we keep thinking about the bad things more, or the things or the feelings that affect us emotionally. And that is something that makes us enable the red box. Okay. How do we self-manage ourselves? How do we regulate our emotions, right? Sometimes it happens, right? As you're all growing older, right? All of you are probably right now in your teenagers, right? But do you remember when you were 11 or 12 years old? Some of you would be 11 or 12 years old. I don't know. But you were more emotional, you were crying on tiny things, you were having fights with your siblings, maybe they weren't sharing something with you, and you were like, oh my God, this sibling is somebody that I really hate. But as you're growing older, you'll be like, no, life without them would be so sad. Yeah, you're throwing a tantrum, right? I am now really old and my siblings are, all away from me, and I'm like, oh my God, I need my sister, I need my brother, the same people that, you were like, I don't know how am I going to survive with them. So your self-management and your self-control. Don't you guys think it's getting better? Right? As you're growing older? Yeah. And as you will grow older, you would be more and more in control of your emotion and you'll experience it. And for some of you, you could do it even at this point of time in your lives, that you could be more taking a deep breath, letting it go sometimes, and absorbing things, right? And you need to sometimes consciously do that, right? How about how is it going to change for you? Just like Rauf was saying, okay, that he's going to an international competition, right? He's working in a team, right? Team member, he's the only one left, right? And he has all the burden, right? He has two options. Either he could scream at his team member for not doing his work with him, right? Or what he could do, he could say, okay, my friend, what is your problem? How can I help you? Right? He's going to help them out. He could be a positive influence. He could try out by developing others. And I'm pretty sure all of you are doing that already. Right, Rukaya, Zara, Nilkan, Shaheen? Aren't you guys all doing it? Sometimes when your friends need help with something. Sometimes when you feel that some of your friends or your cousins are struggling with something, you're going to step in and help them out, right? You're going to say, all right, how can I maybe create an inspiration for them, right? Sometimes, just like in your case, Kashyap, you're the only boy in the family, right? Sometimes you'd be looking up to one of your sisters and you'd be like, oh my God, this sister of mine is super strong, right? And you'd be looking at one of your other six sisters and you'd be like, this one needs to be a little bit more strong, right? Sometimes you'd say, okay, this one needs to be quiet and not speak at every time, right? Right? So it happens with us in these real life situations that you're going to also manage people. All of these things together is what the qualities of good leaders are. When you're going to go into a team setting and you're going to work in projects that are collaborative, right? 4 or 5 of you sitting down together and working on a project and, just seeing, okay, where are our challenges? You're going to have to do all 4 of these. Understand your facial expressions. For example, if I was to sit like this in front of you all today, Gaya, Basha, Zara, right? Would you guys enjoy it? You'd be like, oh my God, Ma'am Noor, why are you scaring us? Why are you being angry with us? What did we do? Right? But a lot of your self-control and your emotional intelligence is gonna go into whether I scream at you or shout at you or I talk to you as a friend, right? That is something that helps. Why am I asking you to open up your cameras? Why? Because I have a photographic memory. I'm always going to remember who Hussein is with his gelled hair, even if his camera is off. I'm always going to remember Zara with her pink t-shirt, right? Rukaya with her hijab, Kashyap with his red background, and the beautiful fan and the lamp and the wall artwork that's there. Why? Because human brain studies in pictures. Do you guys get that? Observation value is something that is really, really important if you want to be a leader. I'm very conscious of time and I need to hand over to Vanera as well. But only so much we could have covered in this session, right? How many of you are on LinkedIn? We are going to have a
On
digital
what means?
on LinkedIn.
Me.
You are wonderful,
Yeah.
Rauf.
Me too.
Wonderful, Rauf. Oh, wonderful. That is for those of you who are not. We are going to do a digital portfolio session as well. And I'm going to try that I do it maybe tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you guys how you want to start off on your educational journey and what students like yourselves from all across the world, how are they developing their digital portfolios? It could be your LinkedIn, it could be your creative professional Instagram, it could be your website stack, it could be an app that you're developing and putting it up and hosting it up on a website wherever, right? If you're not using it, just explore it. Otherwise, wait for tomorrow's session because we're going to discuss how we're going to develop a digital portfolio and how for kids like you who are in your teens right now, you need to start early because if you're going to look for the best jobs, if you're going to look for the best job opportunities, right? if you're going to get connected with a lot of teen opportunities, just like Kashyap or Dhruv or Rauf or Rakaya or Hussein, wherever you're finding these fellowship opportunities, these opportunities to go to Olympiads and give presentations and be part of pitching competitions, right? You need to have a more international outlook, right? And where is that going to come from? It's going to come in if you have a professional space where you could take advantage of that, right? So if you want to connect on me, I am really, really responsive. So Rauf, if you have one, whoever has it, you'll get a recording of the session either ways, and you can connect with me. And I love to, learn from you guys, and you guys can also learn a
Miss,
lot of stuff from me. Yes, Rauf, go ahead.
I added you if you don't mind
I
on
will just look at
LinkedIn.
it. I
Yeah,
still have
okay,
15
Miss.
minutes, 13 minutes here. So I will look at this, Rauf, but awesome. We're going to talk
Okay,
more
Miss.
about that. And I can help you guys in developing your digital portfolios and how the storytelling is important. But before we do that, and before I hand over to Vanera, I'm going to give you guys a starter point, right? The starter point is a lot of the students don't understand what is it that we are going to put on our CVs, right? Do you guys all know what a CV is? What a resume is?
Yes, yes. It's
Yes?
like
Portfolio
a
about
brief information where you worked, like school you finished, yeah, about your background mostly.
About your background, about who
Yeah.
you are. Because I didn't
It's
know,
very
Rauf.
important.
Yes, Kasha?
Yeah. Name CV, it should be considered as your curriculum vitae, what you are having
Absolutely.
in your background.
Absolutely. So, you know what happens with a lot of students is that when we are telling them, write something on a piece of paper, write something about yourself. So they'll be like, okay, what is that one thing that I have done, maybe, which is worth putting on a CV? You know what happens in today's day and age? You and I are all spread all across the world, right? We're all in different parts of the world, but we are connected with technology. So if we don't take a proof point, right? If we don't take a picture, if we don't take a video, right? Everything is about images, right? Everything is about how you're going to use a proof point to the best of your advantage, right? So this is what we're going to do. Before I close and hand over to Vanera, I want you, those of you who can open your cameras, because that will be your proof point. And we are going to take a digital photograph right here. So if you could sit up and take a picture, and whoever is free and willing, they can turn on their cameras, because that picture is going to be your proof point, and you can actually use that picture. Absolutely. There you go, Fatma. Love it, love it, love it. So whoever is ready, turn the camera so that your face shows, because you can use that picture and tell people that you were part of the task called Pathways to Universities Progression webinar, and you can use that. I'm going to take it, and do you guys know how to take it? You're going to print screen. Vanessa, open up the camera. Insi, Kevin, Mariam, Ilaha. Okay. Whoever is here now, so you guys on the count of 3 to 1, I'm going to take it. You guys can take it as well. And I'm going to share it in the WhatsApp group in which we are all added. Ready? I need smiles. I don't need droopy faces. Okay? 3, 2, 1. That's one picture taken. And I'm going to take another one. Okay? 3, 2, 1. You guys want to do a thumbs up? It's going to be difficult. All right. Everybody with a thumbs up. Hussein, I love your thumbs up, Hussein. Meyer, where's your thumbs up? Okay. 3, 2, 1. There you go. I hope I got it. No, once more. Once more. Once more. 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up. Here we go. And there we are. Super. So, emotional intelligence is the quality of great leaders. Remember, our circles are different. All of us are allowed to go outside of the circle and make our own niche how we want to make it. All right. I'm going to hand over, pause here, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm still very much part of this particular fellowship. And God knows, if you're connected on LinkedIn, maybe you can hop on to any other program that we're offering. All right. So over to you, Vanera, for introductions. It was a pleasure, all of you, for being such lovely audience. I loved it. And I love this last bit now with all the cameras open and I can see everyone. Doesn't matter if your hair are messed up, bro. They're not as set as Susan, but they're fine. All right. Here you go. Manera, over to you.
I'm just so excited myself. I feel like I'm a student and I just enjoy, really loved listening to you. And, I also participated in your session. And I will just only say a few words about myself because we only have 5 minutes and we're going to meet each other in my next, upcoming 2 sessions, which is going to be the day after tomorrow and then on next Wednesday. So basically, I will just share with you on my screen only for 5 minutes, but maybe I can share it next time. I'll just share it. Okay. Oh, it says host disabled, but that's fine.
I
Oh,
have
it's
made you
okay.
host. You can
Yeah,
share it
you made
now.
me host. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. I'll just, I don't know, what is it? I actually showed this before. I don't know who saw that, but I'm gonna do that again for the orientation. But basically, it's pretty much the same thing that I told the information about. It's I have my own academy and I'm really happy to partner with Noor, with Oxfordian College so that we could do the sessions for you on different topics. So today's topic was about artificial intelligence. So the coming ones are going to be on other topics. The ones that I will lead will be about basically writing skills on, I will teach you the skills on how to craft essays and personal statement. So, which is very important, very essential for your university admission, for your application process. And then I have my next session, the second last session will be about interview skills. So we'll do some interaction, like I will take some tools like what Noor was doing. We will do have some interaction, some kind of fun with the group activities, and it will work in groups, and you will do certain presentations. I will give you assignment, but this is all coming the day after tomorrow. We have another session, which is done by Oxfordia tomorrow, right? It's about the personal branding, etc. But anyway, in a nutshell, so that's what basically what I'm doing is I help students here in Azerbaijan with their student applications for their study abroad plans. If they have any study abroad intentions, they are looking for basically the right university as to their profile according to their interest. That's when I help them. And so I have my mission to help students basically with the global education, to help you guys to find the right school, to help you to guide through the basically through the application process. And if you have any questions, if you are in need of scholarship information, or you want to get some financial aid, that's when I'm also trying to help. We are contacting the universities ourselves and trying to get some information from them, some financial aid opportunities for you guys. But it's essential that you develop, first of all, your writing and your communication skills. So to me, I provide it as my professional service, but I also teach. I have some trainings in which I'm trying to teach you guys on how you can write these essays yourself and how you can go through those interviews. So I do some mock interviews, what we call. It's like a game. So we do some interview exercises, which I'm going to do in the session. And yeah, and we'll do some group work activities together. But basically, to me, it's important that you have the skill on how to do the research for the universities yourself, how to do the communication yourself, verbal and written self-presentation. Basically, this is very essential. Academic English proficiency, because I also, I'm trying to make a group of 10 people, like 10 students, to teach them academic exams such as TOEFL exam, IELTS exam. Sometimes some universities require Duolingo, and sometimes they don't require anything at all if your language of instruction was in English. So, okay, Okay, to turn on AI companion, turn on. Okay, I will turn on the AI companion. So basically, that's what I'm teaching, and I think that it's important to have correct, good academic, English to pass the exams, to gain some good scores in TOEFL exam, in Duolingo, and to present a really nice paper like essay, your statement of purpose. That's very essential. And plus some communication skills such as self-presentation to help you through some interviews. And what kind of interview tips are there basically that can help you to go through some, to win some really tough and challenging interviews. But I think it's essential, some of your students, I think we only have 1 minute. So basically, before you go and study abroad, it's essential that you find out some good information about the host country where you're going to live, to travel, and stay there for 1 year, for 2 years. It's essential that you know the culture, the education system in that country, and then also find out you can just get a piece of paper and write your expectations. What kind of expectations you have? What do you wish to gain from your studies? So it's not just academic study, but it's also a personal journey. You're gonna grow as a personality. And that's why it's essential that you also have some psychological preparedness. And that's very essential, that you should be psychologically ready to go to another country to study. Some students go and they come back. They are not happy because they didn't know that, for example, the US or or Europe or France was a bad country, or the countries that they didn't expect to have. But anyway, I'm just coming to an end. I will see you then after 2 days, and it was just nice to get to know you all, and it was a pleasure to participate in Noor's discussion. And again, I hope to see you sometime soon again after 2 days. And I wish you best of luck in all your plans and endeavors. And yeah, and if you have any questions, I have all this. Okay, I have my contact information as well, but this is something that you will need when I have my session. And if you have any questions, you will have a chance to email me as well, your questions. So have a nice evening. Thank you, Noor. I think I can give you the floor. You can close the session yourself.
No, thank you so much, everybody. It was really, really enjoyable. We have tons and tons of programs coming up shortly for you with this particular collaboration with Taskool and Venus Academy, Oxfordian College, a couple of other entities also coming up with really exciting summer fellowship programs with you. So stay in touch. Remember, it's all about profiling. I forgot. I should have shared the picture, and I have already shared the picture in the WhatsApp group. So you should be able to get it, use it, see it, make it yours, make it a part of your accolade that you were a part of this particular session. There you go. That's the picture for you all. And I'll see you tomorrow with another session that we're going to do. And I'm not going to disclose what this is. You guys have the agenda. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. See you guys soon. Thank you, Noor.
See you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye, teacher. Thank
Thank you.